Belt Slap coming into this best of 5 with a 1-game advantage since they are in the winner's bracket. So I guess technically game number 2 here, Lermy. Is there a draft that you're favoring maybe over the other?
Personally, if I'm looking at Belt Slap's draft,
perhaps allowed to reach a bit when you're coming in with this level of raw mechanical skill. It's game 2 of the EU Finals here in the circuit playoffs, and Finch and Alpha Jack will be bringing you the action. AJ,
I mean, you have a look at what Belt Slap have got on their mages. They have Johnny on the Hebo and they have Zeros on the Kukulkan, both of which have got slow immunities. Worst Turtle feel himself a bit early on in this Pele, and I do like the aggression coming out here. This should be a kill.
Yeah, he's in some trouble. Worst Turtle's going to keep that chase up going underneath the Tier 1 tower, and really no way for the immobile Kukulkan trying to defend, but in comes Angry as well. They absolutely want this positioning here around it before this fight kicks off. Johnny and the boys are on their way in. They pluck Dazer back towards the rest of the squad, but I don't know if you want to put the Kuzubo next to your backline mate. Suddenly there's trouble. The ultimate comes through from Zeros and doesn't find much. Angry gets the first kill. Tricks Tank answers back, but Zeros' tornadoes have hit home, so Dazer falls as well. Another pluck, this time bringing Spudio in, but what a hail of arrows. The fade away ends up making it a 2 for 2.
Well, they don't get the rep up, but they do get the fight, and they manage to trade out evenly, get secure their own.
Patience from Snake Pit as they try and find their opportunity in. Look at all these blinks from Belt Slap, though. We thought Snake Pit were going to be an aggressive team. They got plenty on Belt Slap's side as well, so Snake Pit can't afford to over-aggress as the charge spray comes out. The beads from Worst Turtle are way too late, and Johnny is able to claim the life of the Pele this time. That is problems now if you're Snake Pit. They really need a war opponent. Now Snake Pit are grouped up around a Tier 1 tower siege or Alpha Jackal. Julio and Terrorim have made their way in, so the solo laners will impact their first fight as Dazer's in. Not a ton out of that ultimate there from Zeros, but a big push-pull from Julio brings Spudio down quite low, so Snake Pit not feeling comfortable in this fight, but Dazer doesn't have a choice. He's plucked back in and pushed out. Over on the left side, though, Johnny in trouble, but gets back up from Arkle, exactly what they needed to take down the Pele. Now they're forcing Terrorim out with his ult as well, and Snake Pit health bars are too low. Julio gonna continue the aggression as he finds one more kill. Arkle gets involved with the double, and suddenly Belt Slap have the 5 up against 2.
These mages, no pressure from these long-distance damage dealers, and they could freely push up with the space that Julio and Trixtank were creating. They went untouched after the initial engagement.
Interesting. Primal Fury under pressure from Snake Pit. They will grab the objective, but now they could be in a bad spot up against a Fire Giant wielding team. It's got to be the full disengage. Dazer has been slowed. Worst Turtle's in a bad spot too. Zeros' ultimate does not find much, but Julio is able to claim the life of Spudio. Trixtank wants to have a kill as well. So does Zeros as Dazer ends up dropping another 3 for 0 for Belt Slap, and that's twice now that I wonder if Snake Pit have maybe overstepped a bit. It's a 4-1 split. Johnny pulling at least one member over. It's Worst Turtle, and he's looking to find the big damage. But Johnny's already used the ultimate to reposition. Finds the knock-up as well, but no lifesteal, and Worst Turtle wins a critical battle in the middle lane, cutting down Johnny and perhaps fatally wounding this siege here from Belt Slap. They've got to retreat. And
Primal Fury does matter. If you're looking to try and defend the Fire Giant, maybe the extra 7% damage on these jungle bosses could come in clutch.
That's right. Earlier we talked about how maybe it wasn't that big of a deal because they weren't contesting, but now they are. Terrorim pulled back in. I don't think the ultimate connected there, so a little bit off the mark, but he still ends up taking a bunch of damage in the corner. Has to use Bat out of Hell defensively, which is still a pretty big win for Belt Slap. And look at Worst Turtle. He hasn't been able to find his moment in just yet. He has to be so much more careful. Now he uses the ultimate to head right to the backline looking for Zeros, but he can't do enough damage. Now the cavalry is here and Worst Turtle isolated. Spudio dies to the diving Johnny. It cost him his life, but Julio does shut down Worst Turtle. Arkle falls though to Terrorim, who now picks up the mantle and dies the backline, but pulled right back in by Julio. But at this point, Zeros is the only damage Belt Slap have. I think Snake Pit are right to get aggressive here.
Yeah, they need to keep chasing it, but the tornado, there's a reason it's called the zoning tornado, not just the blink comes in as well.
There has been a large poke battle at the front of these fights, too. That has determined a lot. Johnny does get pushed back into the Merlin damage. He's taken a lot early on. Crushing Wave is used, but Worst Turtle hunts him down to find the first kill of this engagement, and Snake Pit are stepping on the gas. More aggression from Worst Turtle. The Trixtank forces out his ultimate defensively, so they slow down for now. They've got their 5v4 they're looking for, so Snake Pit head back towards the enhanced Fire Giant. We talked about how this could be a big game for Johnny, but he has been largely taken out of this one so far as Snake Pit want to re-engage. The ultimate from Zero's dropped on himself to create a little bit of breathing room as Snake Pit continue to force out cooldowns.
Yeah, but that ultimate came at the same time as Trixtank did the correct job with the support and peeled for him. So both tools used there for the exact same job. Fire Giant's going to go down because without the steal potential from Zeros, it's Snake Pits every day of the week. Julio in the winners bracket finals, which is why they've come into this best of 5 with a game advantage. This is one of the first times where we see them truly under pressure. And speaking of under pressure, Angry's immediately erased.
And a big ultimate coming out from Zeros as well, finding multiple targets. Worst Turtle gets flattened as well. Oh no, the second they stepped into the batter's box, things have gone problematically for Snake Pit. A 3 for 0 already, and I don't think Belt Slap are thinking of going anywhere else except running it down mid. Who can stop them at this point, as Julio will do everything he can to prevent Dazer from rejoining them. That means just one Camazos to fight for.
I don't think a Camazot's solo lane is what you want to try and fight 1 versus 4. Yes, he's got the extra protections, but his damage output's not ideal at this point, and there's going to be no stopping Arkill here, no stopping Zeros. Trickstank's going to do his best job just to zone Terram away from this. This is going to be game, and Snake Pit, they had it. I honestly felt like they had it, and just, again, one fell swoop, one bad fight, and it goes the way of Belt Slap.
Yeah, Terram cannot do enough to defend. There's the ultimate from Zeros just to clench it. Belt Slap after this back and forth seesaw of a match.
I think they really showed that they knew exactly how to take on this team, but unfortunately a couple of little missteps here and there did take them back just a couple of steps. So I'm hoping that we see them fix those up for game number 3, 2, whatever we're at here, and take it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's exactly what Belt Slap are looking to do as well. Take this final away from Snake Pit. They already came in with a 1-game advantage, and they just grabbed a win in that second game as well.
Slap. So just stick to that same game plan, iron out the mistakes which gave control back to Belt Slap, and you could find yourself here in a game number 4.
That's true, man. Just like maybe 1 or 2 erroneous fights really are all that ended up hurting Snake Pit as a nice axe lands onto Arkle, but he remains confident. Maybe less now as in comes a Worst Turtle, setting up for Spudio to find the first blood for Snake Pit. They can't quite lock down Trixtank, that wall doing maybe more harm than gank. Julio coming up a bit worse for wear in the trade here with Terram so far, and there's a lot of backup on the way. A good driving strike allows Julio to reposition, and they can't lock him down. But now Trixtank is stuck in between 4. Good tail whip and lurking in the waters, and Snake Pit are still on the run at this point. Johnny and Julio all here to provide backup. Worst Turtle only dunks down onto the Croc. Zero's ultimate hits Angry in the backline again. There's a magnet in his head drawing the ultimate to him, and somehow Trixtank still alive. Finally, Terram rectifies that, finds the second kill of this game for Snake Pit, but Johnny goes to the sky, can't find anything with the powwow here, but Julio pulls him back all on his own, gets the kill on the Dazer to make it 1 for 1.
You don't expect Johnny to body. I love the play here, the aggressive. The axe is missed, though. I think that's going to be A-okay for Arkle to get out of there.
And action in solo lane as well, as Worst Turtle might have Julio in a bad spot. He blinks back out from the tower, buying some time. Finds the God. Bring him back into the whirlwind. Julio is a nutcase, and the driving strike on the Worst Turtle. The Hercules in the solo lane, nearly getting both. There's Zeros with the Zephyr for the double kill, and suddenly Snake Pit have been answered back.
Take a bow, Julio, but that's on them to the fact that they are 2-0 down already. It's just been 1 or 2 bad instances, like Arkle taking an axe to the face there, that's caused them, duress.
Somehow Arkle losing the 1v1 that handily ended up being a perfect bait, right? He knew Johnny was on the way in. I choose to give him credit. Down from Worst Turtle. He doesn't want to give it up for free. Johnny takes to the sky with his own powwow and waits patiently for the chains. Doesn't get much out of the pulls. In fact, takes a bunch of damage, but somehow gets out of there. So Spudio leaps over, finds the axe, and makes Johnny pay for it. Good rotation, though, for Trixtank to try and pin him on the backside, but Snake Pit have done their job well. They defend the red buff and yeah, plus the Spirit Robe. He's kind of all stacked up on mitigation as the Pyromancer goes down. Terram zoned out well by Trixtank. Still leaps in, but never gets an opportunity. But that's a big dunk from Worst Turtle. He finds 3. Johnny responds by hopping up onto the powwow, but Terram trying to wreak havoc in the back line. Also, they've left no one to try and help out Johnny. He nearly gets the kill on the Worst Turtle, but instead, Angry provides the backup, and Johnny ends up and is able to reposition. Julio can't find another pull, but Worst Turtle can find the dunk in, forces Johnny to go with the pal out, but they've got Worst Turtle caught in the chains, pulled back in, an easy kill for Arco. Now Dazer in trouble. The ultimate somehow from Tricksnake finds two in the back line, and Dazer ends up falling. How do Belt Slap run this fight so well?
I don't know how they run that fight so well. Looked like a bad positioning from them, but they turn it round.
And they'll grab do like the overall call, obviously, to go for the Fury when there was that pressure showing up in solo onto Terrorim, but it just did not come to fruition there. And now Spudio stuck in a bad spot. They do not connect with the ultimate. That doesn't look great. And Worst Turtle finds a much better dunk this time on the 2, but Spudio just has nowhere to go. He was so slow, gets pulled back in for one of the easiest kills of Johnny's life. And now Worst Turtle with no ultimate is in no man's land as well. Suddenly disaster for Snake Pit. I was singing their praises not 6 minutes ago, and now suddenly Belslap have doubled the kill lead and taken control of the match.
Engage potential and their win potential is a lot easier. It's hit, pluck, hit, Spirit of the Night wins, win fights. Whilst for Snake Pit, it's a bit more nuanced than that. It's focusing on our kill as the first point of call.
Johnny is so low in the background, and Arco's in trouble too, but another good ultimate from Zeros does find 2 targets. They lose Johnny all by himself, but Julio cleans up the damage, gets the kill on the Spudio. Arco shuts down Dazer as well, and Terrorim cannot finish off the job of cleaning up Zeros. Tricksnake can't get the charge prey either, and now Zeros has Worst Turtle bearing down on him, but a good tornado. The wall is there, but no hammer, and the spin's not enough damage. Arco gets there just in time. Terrorim, though, does have enough damage to get the kill, but it costs him his life to do it. It is just Angry remaining after a bloodbath around the FG.
And that's in my eyes is worth Terror.
Performance on the Merlin here so far, and Snake Pit ready to step on the gas. Dazer's in first, but he's already taken a bit of poke. Tricksnake brings Angry back. That's the beads and the flicker down. And he's stuck inside the ultimate. Good Aegis allows him to immune it, but look at the big-time shots coming out from Arco way in the back line. He absolutely melts Dazer. Terrorim has a bunch of low health bars around him, but cannot act. Johnny gets the kill. Meanwhile, Julio kept Spudio completely zoned out. How about he heals about 40% of its HP bar as well, and blinks over the wall looking for Spudio, who was just trying to lifesteal off some back harpies. Another sick fight for Belt Slap.
Missing one Brawler's Beat Stick, maybe even a Toxic Blade. If found, please give immediately to Snake Pit, because they obviously cannot find it. The Fire Jet's going to go the way of Belt Slap, no issues whatsoever. Worst Turtle the only one in range. Worst Turtle was the only one in range, I'm going to correct myself there. And it's going to be the Enhanced Fire Giant as well, so their Phoenix defenses last game. I have a second life bar, come fight me again. And they want to fight underneath this Phoenix to Snake Pit.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, huh? Tricksnake is the one that's going to die. The left side Phoenix charge prey finds nothing, and he has overcommitted. That's a nice easy kill for Angry. Worst Turtle takes to the sky now. This could finally be the fight that Snake Pit needed. A dunk into the backline, looking for Arco. Big ult doesn't quite find Worst Turtle, though, as he's able to get back out, but they've already taken care of.
No, if they want to try and get this Phoenix, it has to be right now, and this zone coming out from the Frost abilities from Merlin, it could be just about enough. As Julio's forced into a bad spot, but the worst spot is Johnny. Spudio's in the worst spot of all. He's back in the fountain with the respawn.
Yeah, Johnny made it up to the Pala with almost no HP remaining. They do eventually get the left side Phoenix, but look at these low health bars. Snake Pit could have a chance to clean up. Tricksnake falls first. Julio in some trouble as well. He'll certainly fall to the double kill now for Terrorim. And where will Snake Pit go on the map? Maybe left side. There's no Giant at half HP. It feels like their whole tournament could be riding on how this fight potentially goes here. Alpha Jackal, it's their first advantage essentially all game. Arco comes in and is brought down too low. He's life-stealing up, but Worst Turtle wins the fight. Tornado over the wall and the ultimate, but Snake Pit confirmed the objective, and Johnny ends up falling. It's all the advantage in the world for Snake Pit, especially now as they've locked down Zeros. The hammer for Worst Turtle gives them one more. Snake Pit might be able to give Belt Slap their first loss if they can keep this going.
I think they might be able to, just 2 lone tanks defending. The damage output's not going to be there. Look what's happening. Full 5 members, stronger Snake Pit pushing into this left-hand, right-hand Phoenix even. It's left-hand side for them, and this win is going to be for them as well. The very first loss, so close to a perfect split here for Belt Slap, taken away from them cruelly. And they only have themselves to blame here, Finch.
An overcommitment on that left side Phoenix. They ended up too low. and Snake Pit find a great capitalization on it.
We're moving into game 4 here, Alermi. Who do you maybe like compositionally to take this one?
I really like that Belt Slap have a lot of signature.
I'm a little less certain than I was earlier on in the day there, Dawson, still joined by Alpha Jackal as we move on to game 4. Remember, Belt Slap started with a 1-game advantage, so in terms of games played, half or so that Belt Slap are going to have with which to sort of act there in the backline, and it can make a big difference as Arkel's already used the dash. There's the ultimate, though. He is up and out of there, but Worst Turtle keeps up the chase into the tower, and Spudio won't miss the bladed arrow. That's first blood as Arkel goes down.
I thought Arkel was completely safe under the tower. And Bellsop have done the exact same things to them, and both teams, they know that they can't be giving objectives away for free. They can't be giving kills away for free, Arkel. You know, that might be your purple buff, but if you have a look underneath the buff itself, it clearly says Worst Turtle.
Yeah, that is his pretty much free and clear. Arkel does hold on to the beads, but can we say the same here for Dazer, who is able to use the Watery Grave to get back under the tower and avoids the Palaus again. They're just not quite connecting from Johnny today. But look at Snake Pit. They're going to take the fight in the complete opposite direction to Gold Fury. Trickstank is here with the Lurking in the Waters. Tycho Drums is used for the confirmation, and Snake Pit take the Gold Fury. You just got through talking about their great objective play, Alpha Jackal, and here's more of it. But Julio getting involved early and often is sitting on top of Angry, has already gotten the Aegis out from him and finds a critical kill. Now it's Johnny's turn as he heads to the backline with the rest of that Snake Pit have been able to build up a gold lead around their objective play, I'd imagine, but not an experienced lead. Johnny wants to get aggressive. We said we needed more from him. Well, this looks like more. Angry has his ultimate forced out and the beads, and Johnny seals the deal, gets to the backline, and cuts Angry down to size. Now they pull Dazer back in, who gets aggressive with the Watery Grave because Tarum rotates in, but Oracle pops him like a pimple, and somehow Johnny still alive, just out of range, so Tarum can't get the kill, and they get their third one of the engagement around the 17, 18, 19 minute mark, right around now. It is in control of Belt Slap, at least for now, with this Fury spawning, but they're grouping up on left. And Spudio, we already talked about his lack of CC immunity, could be in trouble. Does still have the beads as the Dodgy gets aggressive, forces the leap out from him first. The Aegis has come out too, now up onto the Palau to where the CC immunity won't matter. Johnny, we said you needed to step it up, and he's absolutely done it this game. 2-0-1 and leading over Worst Turtle, and the aggression's not even done. Trickstank getting aggressive, Angry, under siege from Julio. Belt Slapper all over the map right now.
Why is Julio down at my back camps? That's what I'm asking if I'm angry. Why is Johnny also at the back camps? Asks Angry as he dies yet again for the third time this game. He's been the focus of Belt Slap throughout all of these games. Daze has just been, you know, picked up as a secondary kill every single engagement. Zero's managed to find himself his first kill of the game. And the objective, the Primal Fury, the amount of fear timing that you get on your ultimate. They're going to get it for free, I think. There's no option for Terrible Daisy to get in.
Yeah, Belt Slap have already claimed it. The only question now is, can Snake Pit do anything with the fight on the backside here, Alpha Jackal? And Tarum has been plucked back into the Wolves. He does find a good ultimate, but Johnny's right there to capitalize on him. Tarum never really had much of a chance to accomplish anything. Julio trying to frontline, and Johnny blindside Spudio, lands the chain, and Julio dunks in with the Lawbringer. Dazer falls as well, and now Julio looking to threaten Angry, baits out the Thunder Crash from him and pins him up against the wall. So few options for the Raijin in this spot. Even manages to avoid a couple shots there of the Tycho Drum as a cleanup kill for Julio as he shuts down Angry. Suddenly disaster for Snake Pit as Belt Slap kick it into high gear and take over this last game.
They just knew exactly where Snake Pit were. They knew exactly their burst potential onto this Fire Giant, and they could know their burst potential onto the Titan. I think this might actually be game. 2 seconds on Dazer, 10 seconds on Tarum. I think the Tarum timer is what they're worried about.
Well, they are trying to bring down this Titan low, but look at the damage on the Worst Turtle and Dazer as well. Arkel finding a couple kills there towards the end. It isn't a deicide technically as Tarum comes back up, but he will not be able to do enough. It's Belt Slap that are your circuit champions as they take